following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Patty Murphy's. It's one of those Irish coffee places. Now, I really like Irish coffee.
Mm-hmm. Ever see her there before?
No, there were two other guys trying to pick her up, but they weren't having any luck.
You did?
Yeah, I had all the luck. She dug me right away. She just started talking to me like she'd known me all my life.
Isn't it possible that she did know you?
I told you, I don't know any Janet Bakers.
Maybe your name wasn't Janet Baker then. Maybe it was someone you only knew briefly.
Look, Sergeant, I'm no saint. I admit it. I've picked up women and I've put them down, but I've never seen this girl before. Never.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing. I'll sure know her next time. The very next time I see her.
All right, Mr. Burton, just a few more questions.
You want some?
Yeah, thanks. Tell the chief I'll be ready soon with the tapes of the drive-in victim.
Well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Still no
guys.
luck on that woman blinded, Chief?
Still no luck. Last night makes 3. Okay, who deals?
I do. Come up a blue one.
Papers really making it rough for you, huh, Rich?
I'm fair game, Doc, fair game.
Trouble is, they're spelling your name right.
Well, you really can't blame them, though. I mean, a woman like this on the loose, and you keep saying no progress.
What did I just say to you, Johnny? Last week we solved 6 homicides, 1 rape, 2 bank robberies, countless assaults, but they don't remember that, you see. Because the newspapers decide that this woman maniac is not just a case, but the case.
I didn't mean it as a knock.
No. Yeah, I'll get a chiropractor to get your foot out of your mouth now. Okay.
Chief.
Your surgeon is almost set up.
Yeah, good. I'll fold out a turn, huh? John, I'll call you when I'm ready.
We'll watch your chips for you.
Tony, play your cards.
Are you going to help in this case?
We'll talk about it. Just play your cards now.
Check for now.
Pass.
Check.
I'll bet 3 red ones. Is this jacks or better?
No.
Then you could be opening with anything.
That's correct.
Maybe with nothing.
That's correct.
I raise.
Well, don't ever double park, Tony. I'll throw the book at you.
Mm-hmm.
Alan?
I'm in.
Cards to the players, Tony.
One.
This is Dr. Mink. You put through a signal? Okay, plug her into this line.
Beer 4, beer 4, beer 4, beer 4. Yes, yes, yes. I think it's a 4. It feels very much like a 4.
4?
What would I do with a 4?
Our dealer takes one and checks to the raise.
Wait a minute.
Nothing to worry about, Mrs. Neiman. How frequently are the pains coming?
5.
Hmm? Yes, I think we're going to have a baby. Just a minute.
You, raised me.
That's right. You have no business in this hand.
Oh, really? Why?
You have a pair.
I do.
That's right.
Well, let's see what you have. I call.
Well, you go right on to the hospital, Mother, and I'll meet you there. Bye. Come on, you've been seen.
3-9.
2 pair.
You have the pair.
You win, Tony. You win.
He never believes me, only when I'm lying.
Time for 3 more hands, I figure. Mrs. Neiman always exaggerates. I should know this is her 7th delivery.
Don't forget to wash your hands, Alan. You don't have to stay, Sergeant. I think we've got the professor interested in this case despite himself.
Are these the tapes that I'm interested in despite myself? How are you, sir?
They are. Complete interrogation of the 3 victims. 7 full hours, but you won't find much there.
What about physical evidence?
Practically nothing.
But all we have is the fact that she uses methyl alcohol to throw in their faces instead of acid.
I think this case has suddenly lost its appeal to the professor.
No, not at all. The professor's still very interested. I wanted to move my graduate students into the behavioral sciences for some time, make them realize life isn't all fingerprints and ballistics tests. Of course, I did hope we'd have a little more than this.
That is what the newspapers keep telling me.
All the victims gave different descriptions, different heights, different ages.
We know that she uses a different name every time. Picks up her victims at a different place. The thing we can't figure out, the thing I can't understand, is there's no evidence of a pattern.
Well, it's got to be a pattern. No pattern is a pattern, an old professor once said. And since I was that old professor, I start looking tomorrow morning.
Good, John. Well, one more thing about the victims. The official count is 3. We figure 4.
Janos Karpaljak, a Yugoslavian immigrant. He was admitted to county hospital with severe methyl alcohol burns. Claims he was cleaning some tools and it was an accident. He won't budge from that story.
Why?
Who knows?
Where is he?
The, Casa de la Luz home for the sightless.
Up on the scene, Johnny broke a bottle and blamed it on me. I told Mom, Mom told Pop. How many lickings would Johnny get? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mr. Karpaljak.
Don't give excuses. You are late.
Mr.
Come on, come on. You should not be a volunteer. You cannot be on time.
Excuse me,
Come
Mr.
on, come on. Read. What's the matter with you? Read.
Call me Ishmael. Some years ago, never mind how long precisely, having little or no money in my purse and nothing particular to interest me on shore,
You read terrible. What kind of volunteer are you?
Well, I don't speak the language fluently, sir. I am from Italy.
Huh? Sounds like. I was in Milano one time.
Oh, really? That's a beautiful place. How you like it?
An engineering convention. Meetings all week. I never left the hotel. I never saw Milano.
It's completely changed now, Milano. There are a lot of new buildings, I mean, it's almost like here.
You don't like here, huh?
Oh, I like here very much. Only that sometime you get lonely. You know, it's hard to meet women. In Italy, I would just go to a cafe.
Here you go to a machine, a computer.
That's the trouble here. Everything is mechanized, even love. It's a pity. There are a lot of beautiful women here.
Stay away from the woman in this country, I'm telling you. Oh, you think I am strange, huh? You think I am some kind of a Puritan. I am no Puritan. A woman did this to me.
Did the police catch?
No, not through me. I would not talk to them, not one word. I have a wife and 2 sons in Dubrovnik. I hurt them enough already.
If you could describe her, maybe they...
If I would, what could I say? She had good legs. She carried a giant handbag.
Don't move. Just enjoy it.
Am I supposed to guess who?
Haha. You can't. I'm new here. The name is Debbie. And you're Jack Davis. I know about you.
And that brought you over here?
You don't think a girl should be obvious, do you? Neither do I. If I did think a girl should be obvious, I'd say, let's go to your place.
You're on. Come on.
I told you get out of here. You're not coming in.
Oh, we're pressed.
You're animals. Go ruin somebody else's business.
You're Herbie Plautus. Is that your name?
You want to know my name? Get out of here. That's my name. Capital O.
4th man plunged into darkness at Dolce Vita.
Get out of here.
Oh, wait a minute.
No photographer.
I am not a photographer.
Oh, then I'm sorry, fella. Excuse me. I see your camera taking pictures, and right away I figure you're a photographer.
That's okay.
I'm
Excuse you.
sorry. Get out of here.
I told you, I'm not a photographer. I'm with the police. Who are you?
Herbie Plautus.
Nice to meet you.
I run this place. You really with the police?
Sure. I'm with Sergeant Erickson.
Hey, Tony. I just talked to the hospital.
Huh?
They're going to give the guy a second operation. With luck, he'll be able to see shadows.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, a ghost town. We spent $800,000 to build this, and it'll be a ghost town.
Says he never saw her before. All he remembers is a big handbag. And there's no suspects among the tenants. Well, I guess we're finished.
Sergeant, may I talk just a minute with that guy?
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. Sir, excuse me, but why would this woman come here?
Listen, kid, why is this so hard for you to understand?
You know, I am Italian.
Well, there are a lot of lonely people here. You ever read the personal ads? Well, like lonely people, they advertise. They move into a place like this. They go in for group therapy. They meet people through computers.
Computers. Computers to meet people. This is the second time I hear about this service. First from Karpoliak and now from this man.
Very interesting.
You bet it's interesting.
So are these pictures interesting, Tony? They're going to be a big help to the class.
Look, I have an idea.
Somebody ought to check out that computer thing, you know.
Yes, that's the idea. I have another idea. What if I speak with the other victims? Suppose I find out they belonged to a computer dead in service.
It's a good idea. Go.
Thank you. Professor, your class, progress?
Oh, it's going slow, Tony. I'm still trying to find a pattern. These pictures are going to help. And we've got a new tape to check out now. I met her in a park. I like to walk. Here, it's hard to find a place to walk.
I met her at Patty Murphy's. It's one of those Irish coffee places. She dug me right away. She just started talking to me like she'd known me all my life.
She just came over and started rubbing my back, right by the pool. I spent a lot of time there. I was a model. Yeah, that's right, a male model. I'm a whole new type now, and there's not much call for it. I don't know her, but she knew about me, my job, everything. Well, sure, a lot of people don't like me. A lot of girls don't like me, but nobody would do this. Nobody who hated that much. Enough. I'm only 25 years old.
All right, that's enough. Enough. All right. Now, where are we? We've been at it 6 hours and 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, what do we know about this lady?
Nothing.
It's not true.
Except that she is insane.
All right. Whatever that means. Now, what else?
Well, she uses methyl alcohol. So we know there's methyl to her madness.
Stop it! Stop it! What's wrong with you anyway? What's so funny about some poor sick woman with a mad compulsion to blind people?
Oh, come on now. What do you want us to do? Just apologize to you for our insensitivity?
Go ahead, Susan.
Look, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Now, what were you going to say?
I don't know.
Come on, Susan. Now, you just lashed out hostily against all the males present here. Now, why? Was it just the usual sense of male superiority? What was it?
Well, I think it was more than that.
All right, what specifically? Can you nail it down?
Look, I've been out on a date with a man. Somebody that I've met and I've liked, you know, and everything's wonderful. It's perfect. Except that all of a sudden, he starts with this overt approach. Yes, that's right. This sort of man about town, big makeout guy. Well, I react to that. Not with violence, but with anger.
No, Susan, let's get back to the lady in question. Now, why the eyes?
Well, maybe she just doesn't like to be looked at.
Please, Susan, you, once again, personally, how would you feel? What would your response be to being watched? Spied on, if you will.
I feel uncomfortable.
Yes, but can you be more specific? At any time in your life, any incident?
Look, I can remember when I was a teenager. Sometimes I used to like to just go into my room to be by myself or read a book. And I remember that if I stayed in my room longer than a half an hour, my mother would come bursting in without knocking or anything. And boy, I resented that.
My father opened a closet once. And that made you want to go out and find someone else and throw methyl alcohol in their eye?
Somebody else's eye?
All right. You mean an acceptable substitute, Jeff?
Yes, and there's something else. I mean, anyone who shows that much hostility towards men, well, it's obvious. It all goes back to Daddy.
Well, that's just great, John. She didn't have a perfect relationship with her father. That's just fine. Thanks a lot. That's going to help a great deal.
Well, since you're coming down so hard on my theory, I suppose you've got one of your own to take its place.
I haven't got a notion. You're the resident genius around here, aren't you?
Oh, I recognize the technique. I'm not going to go for it this time.
What are you talking about?
Oh, just cloaking yourself in this false humility every time you reach an impasse like this. I can hear it coming now. Look, I'm just a cop, Johnny.
That's what it says on my civil service exam. I'm just a cop. But you You are the leading full professor of criminalistics in the Western Hemisphere.
And as such, certainly ought to have a better theory than she had a rotten father, right?
Exactly.
Look, will you accept this case for what it is? Now, please examine it. There is no apparent motive. There is no apparent pattern.
Pattern. Pattern. The lack of a pattern is a pattern.
Look, if you're going to argue, please have the good grace to use your own arguments, not mine.
It just seems a bit terrifying. That's all we have to go on.
As long as we're quoting my old saws, I think I ought to have the same privilege. Quote, the first step in the solution of a problem is to recognize what the problem is. Unquote.
Okay, all right. I'll save it for a speech sometime, but right now I'm trying to find a girl, John, and all you're giving me is a lot of...
I am giving you all we've got, Richard. Don't you understand that? I would love to curl up in the warmth of my science. I would love to say that's a tire from a 1964, or that's blood type AB, or that's a bullet from a .38 Smith & Wesson with a rusted... Problem there is that we don't happen to have any tires, blood, or bullets.
So what do we do? Exit John Woodruff, enter head shrinker?
No, I think enter added knowledge. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, I have no idea where it's going to take us, but I tell you, that lady has a problem with her father.
I'm finished. I'm finished! What's that smell? You're bathing in perfume now, is that it?
That smell is soap.
It's perfume.
Soap.
Perfume! I smell it all over your room. And all that other stuff you keep in there. You think I don't see all that stuff? That filth? All them books you read? All them cosmetics?
There's nothing wrong with me.
Oh?
And there's nothing wrong with those books.
Oh.
And why do you go into my room?
You're the real lady, aren't you?
I said, why do you go into my room?
You think I'm just imagining things, huh? You think I just imagined it when I caught you that time? No, I saw you. A tramp. In this house. You brought sin into this house, and I had to witness that. I had to see with my own eyes what my daughter was. And is. I'm going out. You keep this house so dirty I can't breathe. Between the dust and your stinking perfume.
Hello. Is Charles Williamson there? Oh, hi. My name's Mary Sherman. I'm a friend of your mother's from Minneapolis. Yes, we live right across the street on Burnside Drive. Golly, that's awfully nice. But I wouldn't want to impose. Well, all right. I'd love to. Where should I meet you, Mr. Williamson? Okay, Charles, then.
Are you sure that you want this?
What do you mean by that?
Well, you don't ordinarily drink during the day, so I mean, are you sure you want this?
John, if you're going to make a case study of it, forget it.
Boy, you must have had a very interesting day.
I had a press conference, followed by a heart-to-heart talk with the mayor, who prefaced every sentence with, Rich, you know we have every confidence in you, but
Look, you're almost as good as your reputation, and he knows it.
The mayor doesn't know very much these days, but he knows one thing. Countless businesses in this city depend on boy meets girl. But right now the boys are staying home because there's one wrong girl out there.
All right, the bars are empty.
The bars are filled. Filled with plainclothesmen having the time of their life, getting picked up. They're not getting picked up by the girl we're looking for. So what do? What do I say? I tell the press we expect to make an arrest shortly.
Ah, hi, Sid.
Hello, Tony.
Ciao.
Tony.
Well, what's the matter with you? Cheer up, I bring good news.
Oh, what?
Why are you drinking? You usually don't drink during the morning.
We got a rather depressed chief of police on our hands, Tony.
What's the matter with this American man? Why all this loneliness, these computers? Seems people have no other way to get together than through computers. Why? I don't understand.
Tony, why your sudden interest in computer dating?
I tell you why. The victims, they get their women from a computer. That's right, a computer called Data Date.
All of them?
Yes, that's right, to the same one. You want to know how I got this list?
No, I don't want to know. That's fine. I think I'll go down there right now and compile a list of all their clients.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Why you? I can go there.
Tony, this is rather dull statistical work, and I know how you feel about things like that. Any other question?
Are you strongly attracted to members of the opposite sex?
Well, how should I answer that?
Just like the others, Mr. Patterson? From emphatic no, mostly no, undecided, mostly yes, emphatic yes.
Well, that emphatically. I mean, I'd give it an emphatic yes. Huh.
Do naughty or risque stories tend to disgust you?
Oh, no. No, mostly, no.
That completes your personality interview, Mr. Patterson. In just a few hours, we'll be phoning you the names of 3 ladies. Thank you.
I may not be at home when you call. Do you have my number at the office?
Right.
Okay, so if I'm not at home, you can call the office.
Don't worry, we'll reach you.
Good, thanks. Either one, home or office.
I'm awfully sorry to have kept you waiting, Professor.
That's all right. I rather enjoyed the interview.
And you don't want to tell me what this police matter
No, I
is?
think I'd better wait until you're, Miss,
Metzger, Iris Metzger. How do you do?
You do.
Why couldn't these victims belong to some other dating service?
Well, they do, but this is the only one they all belong to.
Oh, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this famous lady is one of our members.
No. But on the chance that she is, I'd like the names of every woman who ever was matched with those men.
Do you mean gone out with them?
Or whoever was considered as a possible,
Psychological profile matches.
I was about to say date.
Well, you know, that does put us into a lot of names. I hope you will keep this quiet.
And I hope you'll keep it quiet, too. And now if you'll give me some information to keep quiet, I'd appreciate it.
Vivian, would you come here a minute? Dr. Woodruff, this is Vivian Montfort, and she's in charge of our data processing. I think she would be the person to help you.
Iris, I'm very busy just now. I've got 20...
What I need won't take long, young lady, but I do need it now.
He's not the kind of man to take no for an answer, Vivian, so use any of the girls you need to help you.
Thank you very much.
What can I help you with, Doctor?
Well, first of all, I'd like a copy of the questionnaire that you give to all your applicants.
Louise, the girl that does the interviews, will get you those.
Then I'd like a list of every woman who has ever matched with these men.
It will just be a minute. Anything else?
Yes, I'd like the original questionnaires filled out by the men who were on that list I gave them.
Viv, The cards are coming out all blurry. You'll have to put them through again. Did you get that questionnaire out for Dr. Woodruff?
Professor, are you sleeping?
Why?
Because if you are, I have to wake you up.
No, I'm not sleeping, Tony. I'm sitting here trying to squeeze out a fresh approach. Squeeze it out of several hundred perforated index cards. All of which they tell me are the sum of several hundred human beings.
Look, you have not to worry anymore. It's finished. It's all over. I have an idea. Great idea.
Really?
It's a marvelous idea. Really, I'm not
When
kidding.
you run out of adjectives, suppose you tell me what it is.
Well, listen carefully. If you don't understand, tell me, eh?
Oh, I'll be sure to. Yeah.
It's about the blind.
Uh-huh.
She gets victims from the machine, right?
That's right.
She's looking for a kind of man, a particular kind of man. Is that right?
Very true.
And we know where she's looking for in the computer date. Is that right?
Yes, Tony, yes.
Now listen careful, because now comes my idea. All we have to do is find such a man, to put his name into the machine, and wait. Wait until she comes to him. How you like that? You don't like it?
I like it very much, Tony. Very much indeed.
What's that?
This is the result of all those questionnaires I got from Data Date.
Only one page.
Well, I used the computer in the math department. It's a breakdown of all the characteristics that the victims had in common. It's kind of a super victim.
That's right, a super victim. A super victim, what we need.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead. Tell me about the super victim.
Well, first of all, he believes all women are basically weak and immoral.
That's right. This was true also for Karpoyak.
That's right. And he's something of a zealot on religion with a rather dark side of pure lechery.
I know this man. I tell you this is going to work. I tell you this is going to work.
He's very forceful. Very forceful. That shows through quite clearly.
Let me see. Now, all I have to do is to put these answers into the machine and wait. Wait until she comes to me.
Well, you're partly right, Tony, but it's not going to be you. Chief Orr will get us a man. I'll call him right now.
Wait a minute. I thought this was my idea.
Yes, Tony, and it's an excellent idea, but I don't want it to be your neck. Now, look here. This woman has blinded 6 men. This is not a game.
I know this is not a game. My neck is very important to me, too. It holds up my head, not yours. I can protect myself.
I'm sorry, Tony.
Wait a minute. Look, you're not being fair. This was my idea. Why shouldn't I carry it out?
2 reasons. 1, it's too dangerous. 2, I won't let you do it. Now, the first is arguable. The second, there is no debate.
All right. All right, I don't want to argue with you. But remember, this is very important for me. I was the only one who met the victims face to face.
Tony, you are nothing like the super victim. Now, maybe we can find a policeman who is.
If there is not.
We'll tell him what answers to give. He'll act the part.
Acting a part is something that I do pretty good. Why not?
Tony, this is pointless. The decision has been made.
Fine. Wonderful. When I will have other great ideas, I will be sure to come to you with them. Porcaccia la miseria.
You're Italian?
Yes.
And you're disgusted by kissing and petting among young people?
Emphatic yes.
Should children receive sex education in public schools?
Emphatic no.
You certainly know your own mind.
Sure.
Last question. To have a successful marriage, is romantic love important?
Emphatic no.
Okay. Without the computer, I know one woman who's perfect for you. My mother.
Will you put my answers inside the computer now?
Not quite. Our data specialist has to break down the test information, and that takes a little while.
May I wait just to see the result of my test?
Well, it's a bit late, but, all right.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good, Rich. You got 3 men. All right. Look, first thing in the morning, we'll interview them and see which one fits the profile.
All right, John, I'll set it up in the morning. So what are you doing over there?
Well, I'm sitting here reading trash and enjoying myself immensely, and I'm not listening to tapes for a change.
Getting to you, huh?
Isn't it to you? Riding my students, fighting with Tony. I guess we're all on edge.
Yeah, the same with me. And by the way, Johnny, I took your advice and sent some men out to check all the employees of Date. And their daddies, too.
Why aren't you out there with your men in the field?
Good idea. When do you want me to pick you up?
There's the front doorbell. I'll see you soon, huh? Right here. Bye.
Dr. Woodruff.
Yes. Well, you're,
Montfort, Vivian Montfort.
of course, from Data Days.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
yes, come in, won't you?
But I wouldn't disturb you, but some
All right.
new information turned up, additional names, and I thought that you ought to have them right away.
Well, thank you so much.
Not at all. It's on my way home. I live quite close to here, actually.
Uh-huh. Well, thank you again.
Sure. Professor, this woman that you're looking for,
Mhm.
do you think that you'll catch her?
Well, I hope so. Don't you?
Well, of course, but, you know, despite the, things she's been doing, she's obviously quite intelligent.
She's obviously quite sick.
Well, isn't everybody sort of neurotic these days? Men, too? You ought to see some of the men we get down at Date. I mean, the way they look at you, it's sick.
See, look here, you've come all this way, and the least I can do is to offer you a drink.
Oh, no, thank you.
No, please, I insist.
Well, all right. Scotch on the rocks.
Well, here, sit down right here, won't you? Sit down. Huh. Here, get that out of your way. Well, would you like something to drink?
Scotch.
Of course, yes. Well, you know about that. That's my drink, too. Excuse me, won't you? I'll be right back. Hello, Chief Orr, please. Oh, Sergeant Axon. Well, this is John Woodruff. Yeah, Sergeant, you're checking out that Date Systems employees for me, aren't you? Will you check out a Vivian Monfort? Monfort. Yes, I'll be right here. Yes, being dominant and forceful. Goodbye, Sergeant. Well, here we are. There we go. Scotch on the rocks. Chin chin. Oh, music. Music. There we are. Oh, here, drink it up, drink it up, drink it up. Go. Chin chin. Well, how long have you worked at Date?
A little over a year.
Oh, very interesting indeed. Very interesting. I was reading the newspaper today. Yes, and it's terrible what's going on in the world right now. There's no moral fiber at all.
Yes.
A woman wouldn't care about things like that. After all, a woman shouldn't care about things like that. It concerns a man.
You mean that?
Well, I most assuredly do mean that. Weaker sex and emotional vessels you want and need, in fact. Strong, dominant.
Misogynist!
What? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I must have made a mistake.
I'll say you have. Lecherous, and shame on you, a university professor.
Well, now, wait.
afraid you can't wait any longer.
You said it will be done tonight.
And it will. We have somebody working overtime. But we can't have unauthorized people in here after closing.
Well, can I at least...
Good night.
Miss. Get in. Hi.
What do you want?
Is Iris Metzger home? The Iris Metzger that works at Data Date. She lives here, doesn't she?
I don't allow her men around here. Get out.
Is she at home, sir?
No.
Well, when she gets back, would you be kind enough to have her call the police at this number?
When she gets back, I'll ask her what filthy action she committed to bring the police to this door.
Could we take some of your time, Mr. Metzger?
That, the girl was born bad, that's all. Born wicked. Oh, I've been expecting the police. I almost called you myself. Can't abide the moral decay that's come over this country. You know, my daughter thinks I'm feeble. But I'm strong, I tell you. Always been strong. The women that are weak can't live without a man. You look at that place that my daughter works at. That dating service.
Dear Lord.
You break me.
That's the phrase. I break you up.
Yes, you do. You really break me up.
I like you.
Why you sound so serious? What's terrible to like me?
Nothing terrible. Just unusual. You have such lovely eyes. Did you know that? Come here.
Why don't we go someplace else?
What do you mean?
Your apartment.
No.
Let's go dancing.
You don't have to take me dancing. You can do what you want to do.
Fine. You don't mind if we stop someplace else first?
Anything you say.
Did you get Tony?
All the circuits are busy.
I've called for a general pickup order. That's about all I can do.
Keep trying, will you?
Right.
Where are we?
Come. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Yes? Hi. Oh, why you bother me? I am having a lovely evening. Oh, I can't be bothered. For Saint Raphael, I told you I can be... For Saint Odilia, Saint Lucy, and I would say more, but there is a girl present. Goodbye, Professor.
Tony! Tony!
What's wrong?
I don't want to go in there.
Why?
I said I don't want to go in there.
You have a reason? If you have a reason, we won't go.
No?
Let's go.
Tony?
Yes.
They say you come to read them. You are with someone.
Yes, I am with a friend of mine. There were a king with a large jaw and a queen with a plain face. If you don't mind, my friend, we read to you.
Go ahead. You got to be better than him.
Can you read?
No.
Come on, read.
I don't want to read.
Come on.
There was a king with a large jaw and a queen with a plain face on the throne of England. There was a king with a large jaw and a queen with a fair face on the throne of France. In both countries, it was clearer than crystal to the lord of the state preserves of loaves and fishes that things in general were settled forever. It was the year of our Lord 1775.
You, the woman who did this. You're the woman who did this to me. Why you do this to me? Tell me why. Why you do this to me?
She looked at me and she said, I like you. Really? She liked me. She kissed me too. She put her arm around me and she said, I like you. You can't believe it. It's that incredible.
No, it's not incredible. It's pure idiocy, Tony. It's lucky we got here. Do you realize she had methyl alcohol in that bag of hers?
Well, I knew you would understand what I said on phone. No, it was so obvious.
I didn't. It's a good thing I learned my saints in parochial school.
Sure.
Odelia, Raphael, and Lucy.
Patron saint of the blind.
Yeah, except Lucy. She is not a patron saint of the blind. Not Lucy.
What are you talking about? She was the most important. She's Italian. I am Italian.
She's not.
Gentlemen.
Come on, I
Gentlemen.
went to Italian.
I went to parochial. Gentlemen, please. Look it up when you get home.
I have not to look it up. I know. Let the chief look it up.